Hello and welcome to an introductory preview on Peerzone's Exploring Our Stories workshop done at Care Community Connections. Why we're here? We're here to explore the importance of our stories, the hero's journey, and other stories of distress, addictions, and recovery. The importance of stories. Stories are the way we make sense of things that happen in our lives. We continually create and recreate the stories of our own lives. We could choose the stories we tell ourselves about our lives. What influences our stories? We put together our personal stories largely unconsciously. The tales of what we are, what we could do, the ideas, behaviors, thoughts, and emotions we find acceptable. All kinds of influences and experiences affect what we become, but the most central element is how we view those influences and those experiences.
The hero's journey. The hero's journey explores the idea of someone's story as being a journey undertaken by a hero. It is a universal theme in the myths and stories of all human cultures. You can see it enacted in mythology, Bible stories, many novels and movies like Star Wars and The Matrix. It is also an incredibly useful framework for understanding the internal and external struggles and triumphs of our own lives, including mental distress and recovery. The cycle of the hero's journey can be completed in a very short time, or it can describe a major theme in a person's whole life story. We can be living more than one hero's journey at a time, each with a different purpose or time frame. Often, we will not fully understand when we have been on a hero's journey until we have completed it. Elements of the hero's journey include well-being. This is the beginning of the journey. Separation, when the hero starts to separate from the world of well-being. Entry into the unknown. At this point, the hero is fully separated from well-being and crosses into an unknown new world. Crisis. In the unknown new world, the hero comes against one obstacle after the other. Rock bottom. This is the deepest and darkest point of the journey. It is the point where we face our greatest fears and challenges. Renewal. At some point, we find ourselves emerging from rock bottom. We feel renewed, with new understanding, new sense of self, and new hope. Re-entry into well-being. We are now ready to re-enter the world of well-being, where we integrate what we have learned to find ways of sharing it. The return. The return journey to well-being is not always smooth. We are returning to a state or a place we know, but now see through new eyes. Hinders and helpers. All through the cycle of the hero's journey, we come across external and internal helpers or hinderers, such as other people, services, discriminations, or substances, our own fears, strengths, and weaknesses. The hinderers will create obstacles, while the helpers will assist us to take us back to the place of well-being. In applying the hero's journey, we would like you to think of how much or little the hero's journey makes sense in the story of your distress or addiction and recovery. In doing this, you could write, draw, or find any creative way that suits you to express your own story in a new way against the hero's journey. In parting, we will leave you with this quote: "Stories are fundamental to the formation of our identity. Much of human motivation comes from living through a story of our lives, the story we tell to ourselves." Thank you for listening. If you have any questions about this workshop or are interested in participating in the full-length workshop, please contact the Program Assistant HIV/AIDS Support or the Program Assistant Harm Reduction Rainbow Stay Space at Care Community Connections.